All right, attempt number 2. Real quick, I'm going to do a review of the Marvel Select Gladiator Hulk from Diamond Select Toys and the Marvel Legends Gladiator Hulk from Hasbro. Now, right here, you can already see there's some bit of a size difference. This is a Build-A-Figure, which means you had to buy several figures to get all the pieces to put it together, whereas this is a single figure that you buy all in one. Comes all with accessories, yada 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 in a box. I'm gonna go over articulation, scale, detailing, give you my opinions on there, and just generally talk about things a little bit, and give you my thoughts on the figure. All right, so I'm gonna pause real quick and set this up. All right, back. So here they are. Here he is out of the box, side by side. One thing you're gonna notice, of course, is the size difference. Okay. Marvel Legends are 1/12 scale. They usually run in like the 6-inch range. So for a regular Marvel Legend, this guy is big. He's a Build-A-Figure. So they can make it a little bit larger. Now the Marvel Select, again, one figure, one purchase, comes as is. $24.99 I got in my local comic shop, my LCS. This one, there were 6 figures, I believe, in the Thor Ragnarok wave, so you would have to buy 6 different figures to get this. I believe it was the head and helmet, arm, torso, each leg. Not all the figures are desirable, so maybe you don't want to get Loki or movie Thor, like me. Maybe you can't track down a Hela. You could buy the pieces separately on eBay or off the internet or off someone you know who doesn't want to build a figure. So that's what I did mostly. I bought, I think, 3 or 4 of the figures, got the other pieces online, completed this guy. Then I bought this separately. All right. So I'm going to start going over the figures now that we have them side by side. Real quick, let's just talk about articulation so I can do this. First thing I notice is the head. Okay, there we go. This guy, his head, the hinge. A lot of Marvel Legends do that with the ball up top. Ball, hinge, or whatever. Okay, so that allows you to go back, down, some decent side to side. Pull a little closer. Some decent side to side. Look down that much, back that much. Alright. This guy's head. Double ball peg. Why? For head swapping. Gives you a nice range of motion. One thing I'm going to talk about while I have this out. Mezco. These aren't the only 2 versions of this figure you're going to see. Mezco's releasing one for $125, and SH Figure Arts is going to drop one. It'll probably go around the $80 range. Maybe Figma will do one. I don't really know how much Figure Arts go for, but Figma may do one as well since they did movie Hulks in the past. Alright. So that double ball peg allows you to get nice side-to-side movement. Really, really nice range of motion. Back that much, down that much. So definitely think in the head range of motion, this one wins. Alright, next, we're going to move to the arm coming out. I'm going to do this one first, and notice you don't get the full 90 degrees off to the side. You get more than 45, but less than 90, and that's because of this shoulder cut here. They want it to have their paint match up, which it does perfectly, but also it doesn't leave much of a shoulder gap. This guy here, paint, there is a little paint gap in there a little bit, and also this isn't out as far, which allows you to get an arm that pops out, but before taking it to the break, you get 90 degrees. All right, over here, you get the same thing, although this arm does tend to pop out on me a little bit more. Let me pop his hand back in. Hands really have no reason to come out on this guy. They just do. You don't get alternate hands, so that just popped out. With the shoulder armor there, I could get about maybe a little less. I don't think it's the armor making it pop out. It's just this arm on mine tends to fall out more. I'm going to button that up. I'll talk about that in a second. But the shoulder armor, this whole piece is a separate piece here that comes off. All this is soft rubber. This is a soft, flexible rubber as well, which is pretty nice. Okay. This here, kind of like a golden copperish kind of color, has some paint on it as well. You can see they didn't put paint on the body there where this goes over either one of those lines. So it's just meant to be on there, like it was painted while he was wearing it. Makes sense. Since we can move this, let's take it off a little bit and talk about his shoulders. This shoulder has sculpted detail down there, but for the rest of his arm armor, this is all soft rubber. So this could all come off. I noticed that when I got this, which I thought was cool, because if you wanted to use this figure for a custom, because it's a nice big figure on a different body, you totally could. Get a different shoulder, pop it off, use these lower arms. You would have to swap out the hands, because the hands, this is sculpted on there. This is not a soft rubber piece. The hands are all sculpted on both sides. But this is also rubber, okay? Alright, now the torso is on the ball peg like we do for a lot of Hulk figures. So you get a nice range of motion going around, side to side, whatnot. Back, not so much, okay? He's not going to move back a whole lot. He can stand up straight. Forward, though, he can move down that much, and with the head going down, he can look down pretty decent, so he'll be able to look down on anyone he is taller than. You cannot see it because of the soft rubber skirt, but he does have a break at the hip, which is something you haven't gotten in some Hulk figures before, which is nice, because it adds a little bit more to your figure, just for like dynamic posing and whatnot. Alright. Since I was talking about the arms, I didn't go over everything. You get a upper bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, which you can get 90 degrees out of because of his massive bicep muscles. So you can get a solid 90. The hands spin around, and there's a joint in there. It's pretty freaking useless, but it allows for the wrist to go up and down, but just because of the size of the forearm, you're not going to get much out of there, and the wrist armor is going to stop you. Same on this side, not a whole lot going on, but you do get the 360 motion. Alright, like I said, upper thigh swivel, the legs go out and give you a nice Y. So yeah, it's about 90 degrees in total between the two legs. Not hindered too much. I don't even think without the skirt you'd get much more than that. Upper thigh swivel, you can see it's in here amidst the lines. This is actually the lower leg you get connects to this top piece, which comes down there. That's the way they design a lot of their BAFs now. So that's pretty cool. It's hidden pretty well. You're not going to notice it too horribly. Now, nice double jointed knees. That's good for good leaping poses. You know, Thor, Hulk fighting. Nice poses with the double jointed knees. All right, the knee joint is big enough that it allows that full range of motion like you get from smaller figures. I like it. This is sculpted on. These parts of the sandals are sculpted on, but this is all soft rubber, so this could be removed, cut up, customized, whatever you want it to do. Getting to the ankle, of course, the Hasbro Marvel Legend Amazing Ankle Rocker that some other people are trying to emulate, but no one does it quite like Hasbro. You get back that much, forward that much. You don't really go forward too much. It's kind of flat. You know, flat, maybe a little bit more. But nice range of motion back and full around. Now, this is actually soft rubber as well, which makes me think that you'll see this Hulk mold again. We'll probably get a regular Hulk figure, which would be nice next time he makes an appearance, or maybe they'll just do a Hulk wave. That would be pretty cool. But this way, since this is the only thing sculpted, you could just get new legs, or they'll reuse some older legs from maybe one of the older Hulk figures, and they can just reuse these feet just without the sandals, which would be nice. Get another green Hulk, a red Hulk, a gray Hulk, whatever. Spreading the feet apart, you get that much out of his legs, so you can get that full 90 let's talk about, and keep his feet pretty flat, but I don't think he'll really need to use that. Alright, so that is the Marvel Legends. Pretty good. I was happy when I got it. I thought this was amazing. Paint detailing, not too much going on, not a lot of shading in there. Like I said, this is broken up. You get chest hairs painted in. The hair is pretty much a solid dark green. Brown eyes. Decent facial expression. Yada yada yada. No real washes. The gold, the silver here looks nice. The armor looks like it's got a beaten, dented look to it. That's nice. The spikes, pretty nice. But that's it. Purple, no washes, no dry brushes. Everything's pretty much. I'd say the metallic parts are probably the best part of the figure. Painted chest hair. Okay, not a lot going on there. Decent face sculpt. Alright. I'm going to go to the accessories later. I'm just going to talk about the figure right now. Put you off to the side and get into this piece. This is the Marvel Select. Much larger. I don't have a tape measure or a ruler on me, so I'm not going to go into height. You can see we'll do height comparisons with other figures in a bit. We already did the head articulation. We're going to do the arms, right? Only go out that far because of the cut there, and also because of the joint. His is only in the bottom where his is up top. You notice that? But that's cool because, see, there it is. You can kind of see it. They didn't put that cut in there too much. Yeah, you barely see it on camera. All right. So it's not going to be too much in the way, not too noticeable. Upper bicep swivel, so that articulation is the same. We have single jointed elbow, a little less than a Marvel Legend, less than 90, just because of the sheer bulk of this figure. All right, so less than 90. And now his hand articulation, it is different because he has two sets of hands. So this is similar. You get down, you get back. It's pretty good. Yeah, for punching poses, all right? So it's a little bit better than the Marvel Legend. And these are closed fist hands. He does have hands for holding his weapons. His plating, not so much a soft rubber, it's a hard plastic. But you do still get that 360. It works a little bit better than that guy. Same thing on the other side. Now his armor here is actually sculpted, molded to the shoulder. This piece is molded to the shoulder. This is a hard plastic as well, whereas this is a soft rubber, which is nice. Okay, so that's nice and malleable. It moves around. You can lift that up and allows you to get this arm off to the side just as much as that side. And also, this is pretty good. It looks really nice when it's on there. These pieces flow into each other really well right here. They are different colors. This is a darker gray, like kind of silver, maybe like with a dry brushing on there, where this is lighter, kind of like copperish dry brushing on there maybe. These spikes are nice and hard. Plating feels real, feels sturdy. You got this like a leather wrapped look going on in there. This again, hard plastic. This is all hard plastic molded on there. Again, the wrist, pretty decent motion in the wrist, all right? And it spins pretty decently, okay? Now, you can't really see it because it's so well hidden by this, but this Hulk figure has the same diaphragm joint there. As you get off to the side, you know, side that much. Back is pretty much the same. Allows you to stand straight up. Allows you to look down that much. And his head looks down as well. You know, so that's kind of what we're working with. He's standing straight up. He can look down on this guy, and he has to look up. Match of the century. Ding, ding, ding. So that's about what you're looking with there. Again, you can't see it because it's hidden by the skirts, but he also has, he also has that lower articulation. It's not a ball peg down there. It seems like it's just a flat cut, but it lets you rotate, which is pretty cool. Skirt here, this looks more leather. This doesn't have the same silver metallic looks there. All right, but it's a little tighter over here. Still allows you to move the legs out. I think even without the skirt, you would not get more than this. So this is slightly less than the 90 you were looking at with the Marvel Legend, where that guy went all the way to the side. This comes here, and this utilizes this kind of joint. Not bad. The thigh cut here is a little bit lower. It's not up there into the molded part. It's down here because the design on this is a little bit different. It's a piece here and those there, but that's still not bad. Get that upper thigh swivel. You also get double jointed knees, although they do not work quite as well as the Marvel Legend figure, which sucks, but his allows you to get a full 90, which is good, better than some other figures. You know, some selects you can get that much. At least you get a full 90, so I can be happy with that. The sandal parts here are sculpted, and again, everything is a hard plastic sculpted like the figure, so it gives you a nice feel. The spikes here feel nice and sturdy. The boots, not the boots, the bottom of the sandals. Since everything is sculpted, this of course won't move, but surprisingly, this figure has great side-to-side ankle rocker. It's not going to go in that full 360 like it will with the Marvel Legend, but that's totally unnecessary. You don't even need that. But you still get great side-to-side, and you get a great front to back. So all in all, man, that's really pleasant, especially for Marvel Select. These figures have come a long way, especially with detail. This is probably one of the best I've ever had, one of the best I've ever held. So you'll get out that wide, plant his feet firmly, and of the two, I feel like the Select is just a little sturdier. I don't know. Could be wrong. They both seem kind of shaky, but Yeah, I think this guy's a little sturdier. Probably because his stance isn't as wide. But again, I don't think you're gonna have any problem with these guys falling over these big-footed dudes. All right, let's get rid of the hokey cheerleading stances. One more thing, let's go over some detail. This is actually sculpted chest hair, which is nice. I don't know if you can see that, but he's got sculpted chest hair, and his paint is more solid. It's not broken up. So the few lines it does go over the chest are also on the bottom. So say you didn't like this and you wanted to take it off, and you'd be like, hey, I wouldn't recommend it because I don't know if you can put it back on. But if you did take it off, you'd still have a pretty nice Hulk figure, even without this. This guy, we all saw his came off. It's got a little nub in there that goes in a little hole over there. You saw how easily it came off, so that could be an issue sometimes, but whatever. In fact, the matter you can put it back on. So that. Now this is better, much better paint detail. Not a whole lot going on, but there's like some dry brushing going on the figure. The hair is dark with some green highlights. Probably can't see it too much in the camera. It all looks kind of washed out by the lights, but it is dark with green highlights. Same brown eyes, although on both head sculpts, because you do get an alternate head sculpt, it does seem like he's looking up a little bit. But hey, the figure's got some nice detailing, some nice darks, some shading, some highlights. There's a lot more going on here. The expression just seems like it sticks out more because of those small details. Like it adds to the depth, the shadows, the cracks of the face. Very nice. Makes the figure so much more imposing on the legs. You can see it. Now, as far as the actual armor, not so much. Just nice dry brushing there. Here, the purples are kind of flat, not much going on. And what's supposed to be like the leather, I guess, on the hands. Here, especially in the skirt. Not so much the sandals. The sandals are alright. But the skirt and the purples, they seem to be just kind of flat and missing. So you can always highlight that if you want. Put a wash in there. Do something with the leather and make it pop out more. There's the back of the figure. You know, pretty bland back here. There's actually here, I see it. There's a little bit of a wash, a little bit of a dry brush here in the leather, which is nice. You can kind of see it. But, and mainly on the sides here, just on the front, I guess it comes through a little bit. It's not super apparent. But I am seeing it for the first time. Accessory-wise, let's get into this guy's accessories. Back to the Marvel Legend. Since you only get one head sculpt, they gave him a removable helmet. Helmet is nice. Pliable material. It's got some nice detail on the inside. Actually looks like a helmet in case you ever want to have it get knocked off or have him hold it. It actually has something on the side. It would be disappointing if it looked like poop in there. Alright, the overlapping scales there. This is flexible. There's a little crest. A little bit of bending going on there. The plumes are dark red. A little bit darker up top. So that's nice. A little bit of paint there. Some detailing, you know, some like dry brushing going on, but it fits on the head very well. With both of these figures, people said they wanted like an alternate screaming head, which would have been great. I'm sure someone out there is going to sculpt one, but that's the head. And then we're going to move into his other two accessories. There's only two extra accessories. You're going to get his weapons, his axe, back it up, his axe, and his hammer. You're going to see they're silver, but they have nice weathering on there. It's not done the best, but it's okay. It makes it like it's been weathered. Who knows? Maybe its blood didn't wash all the way off. Maybe it's rust. But not like a silver or chrome dry brushing. Just that kind of rusty coppers they've put on there. One thing about these weapons I'm going to tell you is they are heavy, especially this hammer. So I did have seen people where it warps. Just from being held in the hand, it's going to warp. So you can probably just rotate it to get rid of that. The axe here is very nice. Spike, it's actually pretty soft. You don't have to worry about killing yourself with that. And the axe there. Some nice detailing going on. Okay, so this isn't a bad weapon. Now, getting it in his hands is the problem because these parts here are very, very thick. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to fight it in here. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I want you guys to love me, so... Yeah! Fine. Go over there. Come. This is hurting. Yeah, see what I did was there we go. Kind of maybe the thumb's coming out, and then that was painful, but that was worth it. You can see this too. This wrist peg is kind of small. That's why this thing keeps popping out. Like, I don't know. I guess they wanted to allow it to have the maximum range of motion in there, but it doesn't matter what they do, it's not moving around a lot. They could have probably just lost out that little bit of motion they wanted in the wrist and just given them a thicker peg. But whatever. This hand to the nightmare is real. You can try to get in there. I had to just take it and run it under my hot water, like from my sink, which is really hot because it's right on the other side of my the wall from my boiler, so it gets the hottest water in the house. See, the thickness is just a pain. You can kind of, there we go. If you rotate it, that's the secret. I've discovered it. Okay. He'll hold it. He's damn arm. He's sturdy enough. The joints will hold where he can hold it out. It's just over time. I've seen pics where this will just wilt a little bit, especially when it hits summertime and gets a little hot. So, but yeah, there you go. Here's your Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Hulk. Looking like a G, you know, the champion of Sakara. Let's take a second to throw this back on so we can display him with his weapons and all his glory. Hope I'm putting this on properly. Till you're out. Yes. Haha, one for me. Don't look like an idiot. So you guys are kind of getting a feel for what it's like with the figure. This can come off easily. You can fight with it. This definitely looks better with it on. Helmets, weapons, Hulk. Pretty decent. We're going to move you back there. We're going to bring the champ over here. Go over his weapons. Now this one here, alright, you're going to see he has alternate hands for holding his weapons. One thing I want to point out is that the way this articulation works, this allows for the up and down. The hinge joint goes to the side, so you get more of a chopping motion. A hammering and a chopping motion are what they were going for with these, as opposed to the back and forth for punching, which is a nice detail. Does it work really well? Not so much, because again, the bulky forearms aren't going to give you much space to move. These, even though these weapons are actually about the same size. That's one thing I noticed. The weapons are pretty much the exact same size, where the Marvel Legend has holes you can see all the way through on the hammer. The Marvel Select, not so much, but the hammers are about the same size. You just don't get that crazy copper rust on these, but you get some dark shadowing, like some dry brushing right here, or maybe a wash in the lines there and in the handle. Give it that darker look. Getting this in the hand is a pain, not so much because of here, but because of the bottom base. So I'll show you what I've figured out for doing. You take the hand, if you kind of put it in there. If you this one goes a lot easier, but if you rotate it around as you put it in circles, you can just kind of go down one finger at a time until it pops out the bottom. The axe holds much better because this hand is tighter. It's more of a pain to put in. Holds a lot better than the, the hammer is held better than the axe. I don't think it's the weapon. I think it's that the right hand is just designed a little bit better. I think this gap's a little wider, so it gives you a problem with the axe. If it's really an issue, I would slide it down, maybe get through some tape on there, and then slide it in the hand, and you'll never really know. Or if you hold it right, the pinky finger can kind of hold it there, although now you got like a short axe, but the grip. These hands will pop out fairly easy, which is nice. Again, little nubbins. You can pop these in. And then this will bring us to the Marvel Select Hulk brandishing his weapons. And he looks awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. Again, I like the poses you're able to get. I just think that the way this figure poses, moves, it's way more organic than this guy. See his stance, his knees kind of bent. He's off to this side. He can get the head a little tilt, make it like he has some attitude going on. It's just not going to translate as well into the Select. I mean, from the Select to the Legend. The Legend, I don't know if you can just get that same out. You can, I'm sure, if you put the effort into it. But the extra little bit of size helps. I just feel like this just poses a little bit better. You can get the same exact poses, but if I had to stand the two side by side, kind of doing the same thing. Also, this, the head tilt allows you to convey a lot more motion just in the positioning of his head. Where you can sit and stuff like that, and he can kind of like, yo, come at me, bro. Come at me. I feel like this guy's just so much better. Also, you'll see him without the paint detailing. This paint is a lot glossier. The plastic, whatever it's molded in, this plastic is a lot glossier than this one. So you'll see his green versus his darker green. Both great figures, but I think this paint is just superior. Now this helmet is the same size though. I'm showing you the helmets are almost the same size because this one has to be big enough to fit on the head without causing any issue. You can see this comes around a little bit more than this, which is in the back, which is good, but it fits on his head just fine. It won't fit on that head, will it? No, it looks doofy. Alright. But the other accessory you get with the Marvel Select is an extra head sculpt. My thing is I feel like the eyes look too far up on both figures. Like, you know, he's looking at someone high up or flying. Or he's staring at the clouds and he should be in a fight. I'd rather be looking straight ahead. For 25 bucks, what are you gonna, you know, don't complain. It's not like an import you can pop it off and move the eyes, although that would be awesome. You're not gonna get that. Nice detailing, nice, or get back in camera. Nice detailing on the paint lines on the face. I feel like the lines on the helmet stick out a little bit better. I like them. The plume, nice and red, but it's definitely the dark wash up top, or the dry brush is more pronounced. Both really good, but this one I just feel like is nicer. And then this seems very shiny, where this, not dull, but I like the color on this. This looks more real than this. This just kind of looks like shiny plastic or rubber. Alright. Get a little ear, a little sideburn action going on in there. Pop this off again. The heads pop off fairly easy. Oh, there you go. I know you all saw that. About to be grape time. Head pops on fairly well. And then there. Now you don't get as much side to side. This here, if you move the armor, you get a little bit more. So you still get decent side to side. You don't get any back, of course, because this... Move this up here so you can see. You get your side to side. Fairly decent. It stays the same. You don't get any back because of the armor there. That's okay. If you tilt the whole body back, you can have it stand straight up. That's really good. And you can look down that far. Alright. And then if you tilt the body, you can get looking down. Now I know you've all seen it and you're like, what the F is that, man? Oh, helicopter hands. The one biggest gripe about Hulk here is my man is a freaking, you know, what the hell is that? What is that? Come on, Diamond, what are you doing here? It's not even a little loose, man. I feel like I should be freaking making cake batter or some shit. Oh, Hulk with his signature move. The freaking tornado hand. Like, that's not cool. I mean, it would be intimidating if someone's wrist could spin 360 and it held a giant-ass hammer. But I don't want my figure flopping around like that. So you see it up top, it's fine. Off to the front a little bit, it's going to drop down, dude. It's freaking ED. Erectile dysfunction. But, you know, that's not a huge issue because you can do stuff for that. To tighten joints, you don't have to go look for anything crazy. You could probably use something like a little bit of super glue. Only reason I would recommend super glue in this case is because you can do super glue, or if you do it right, you're not going to leave any residue. Because sometimes super glue dries white, so if you just leave it, and man down. If you just leave it around the nub to thicken it up a little bit, I'm probably going to try that. You can stick it in there, let it dry, and it might thicken it up. Some clear nail polish, stuff like that. Some people use just anything to kind of thicken that, give it a little bit of friction, make it stick. Biggest gripe with this figure. Other than that, I think this figure is a freaking masterpiece. That's actually why I bought two. So I could keep one in the box. I just love this figure. I don't think that's isolated to me. Unparalleled Universe did one, and he had limp wrist syndrome too. Alright. and then this hand not holding as well, but whatever. I'm going to tighten up both of those joints. Now we're going to do some size comparisons. We're going to stand him up straight as possible. Get his little arms off to the side. We're going to just take these off. They're taking up too much space. Alright. It would be nice if the helmet came off this guy too, so you could hold the helmet, but you cannot. So the Marvel Select, you don't have a helmet as accessory, you have a helmeted head. But still, that's not bad. This guy, you can hold on to your stupid weapons because I hate taking them on and off. Just fold them in front of you. Alright, so you see his big-ass helmet there. It's a little goofy, but let's start with some size comparisons. Hey, they both are next to a Mezco 112 Captain America. I believe this guy's my first Mezco. Love. Here they are next to the Mezco Wolverine, the New York Comic Con exclusive, and the reason I'm going to put this guy in here is because for Mezcos, he does have different height. Most Mezcos are about the same scale for height, but Wolverine's a smaller character, so they translated that into him being a smaller character. So that's Hulk to Mezco, Marvel Legends to Mezco. Great, Marvel Diamond Select to Mezco, better. Like, that is imposing. I cannot wait. If they do this again, but for a regular Hulk, I would get it. My biggest gripe would probably be the way the joints are for the thighs, but who cares? Honestly, if it were me, I'd probably sand it down, put some jeans on him, and like, hey, soft goods. He's my Mezco. But I love this Hulk. I love this scale. Let's move him off to the side. Let's grab some Marvel Legends. All right, let's take our Marvel Legends Deadpool here. One of their best figures ever, Marvel Legends Deadpool. So you can see his scaling next to the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Gladiator Hulk. Again, decent. Again, so much larger. Mezcos and Marvel Legends are pretty close in size. And the Marvel Legends masterpiece. This figure is probably one of the best they've ever done. The Marvel Legends Wolverine. Wolverine is a small character, very stout. You can see that the Legends Wolverine is smaller than the Mezco Wolverine by a pretty decent amount, maybe like half a head. So that's the way he scales with the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure and the Marvel Select. Get everybody in the frame right there. Can't get my camera straight on. You can kind of see what's going on here. Get an idea, because chances are you own some of these figures. You own a generic Mezco, you know the height. You own a Marvel Legend, you know the height, and your Wolverines. Alright, so that's going to be that for this review. Figures, but what we'll talk about real quick is I'm going to talk about the other ones I think they're going to be doing. You already seen pictures of the SH Figure Art. This is actually SH Figure Art is going to be doing a Hulk. And we know that Figure Arts run a little smaller. So if anything, I would expect that Gladiator Hulk version to be about the same size as the Marvel Legends, maybe a hair smaller. But I think it'll be roughly around the same size just because he's such a big figure. If Figma does one, same thing. I think they'll be around the same. I don't know. I don't do too many imports. I don't think Mayfex does it. I don't know. But then Mezco, the big thing for me, Mezco is going to be putting one of these out. My thoughts here is that, this is clearly the winner. For $25, you get so much more accessories, better detailing, better paint apps than you do for the Build-A-Figure, which will cost you anywhere from $50 to $60, maybe more if you buy this complete on eBay or off of another seller on the internet. Or if you buy all the pieces individually, the cost is going to be well over $100 to assemble this guy. So for less, you get way more. Now, the Mezco would probably cost you more than these two put together because that's going to be $125 for something that may not be in this size even. maybe a little closer to this or somewhere in the middle, because it's not much of a difference. It's like maybe an inch difference in there, but he'll probably fit somewhere in the middle. I can't see there being too many soft goods. I could see this being rubber as well, soft rubber, and this being stiff just like this. These will, I think, are all molded on. I'm gonna check online and probably do like I did Spider-Man, probably do a 2-minute thing where I just show all the stock photos and read off what they have. But I think these will be sculpted on. These will be sculpted on. The only thing I see is this being a soft good. So really, if that's the main difference between that and the Mezco, it's about $100 more. So if you do collect Mezco, maybe that Hulk's not in your price range, you didn't get a chance to pre-order it, you're thinking not for me, this will be the great alternative. I think even if you only do Marvel Legends, you don't do Select, still get this figure because it's a great stand-in. No one's even going to be able to tell. That looks amazing. If you saw that on your shelf, you'd be like, oh my god, is that the Build-A-Figure? No. And then you show me the Build-A-Figure, I'd be disappointed. I'd be like, yeah, not so much. I just think that, I think this figure's amazing. I'll probably still get the Mezco just because I'm like really, really into Mezco. I love the Marvel, their DC stuff. I'll get it to support it, but I love this. I might not even take it out of the box. I might just have it to have it. But I definitely love this. It's definitely a great piece. I'm gonna keep the one on card. I'm gonna have this displayed somewhere. I just absolutely love it. All right, so I'll put this guy back. Of this, you haven't been able to tell by now. Clearly, this is the winner for me. It's not really a competition, guys. No, it's a competition. For no matter what line you collect, this will be a great stand-in figure. You know. So those are my thoughts. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. If you liked the video, leave a like. Please hit subscribe. I'm going to try and do more. I'm probably going to try and do more comparison videos in the future. Not a whole lot, but I'll do things like multiple releases of the same character. If I get them, I'll do them. I'm going to do Deadpool next. The 3 Mezco Deadpools. I'm going to do that one, whatever. So if you like that and you want to see me do more of these comparisons, just let me know. I'm trying to like put out more videos, build a little bit of fan base, see what I can do with some of my spare time. All right, thanks. Peace.